Let me ask you something. How long are you going to play small? How long are you going to negotiate with your excuses, tolerate your weaknesses, and accept less than you're capable of? There is greatness inside of you, but greatness does not respond to comfort. It responds to pressure. It responds to discipline. It responds to standards. Success is predictable. It's not luck, and it's not magic. It's hard work and discipline. To become an absolute savage is not about anger. It's not about arrogance. It's not about stepping on others. It's about stepping on your limitations. It's about becoming relentless with your growth, uncompromising with your standards, disciplined with your daily actions. Most people live cautiously. They protect their comfort. They defend their excuses. But a savage protects their goals, defends their discipline, and attacks their weaknesses. You don't need more motivation. You need higher standards. You don't need more talent. You need more consistency. You don't need more time. You need more intensity in the time you already have. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were stronger. Stronger in mind. Stronger in discipline. Stronger in commitment. The world doesn't reward average. It rewards value. And value is created through effort, through sacrifice, through daily, relentless improvement. So today, I challenge you. Stop being casual about your future. Stop negotiating with your potential. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Raise your standards. Sharpen your focus. Tighten your discipline. Become dangerous to your excuses. Become unstoppable in your habits. Become an absolute savage with your goals. Because when you truly decide, that average is no longer acceptable. Everything changes, and it starts now. Let me tell you something important. Your life does not rise to your wishes. It rises to your standards. You don't get what you want. You get what you tolerate. And if you want to become an absolute savage, it begins in the mind. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. Better thinking. Better standards. Better discipline. That is where transformation begins. Becoming powerful is not an accident. It is a decision. A quiet decision. A firm decision. A personal decision. You wake up one day and say, average is no longer acceptable. Not average effort. Not average focus. Not average results. You decide that your excuses no longer have authority. You decide that your comfort no longer controls you. You decide that your potential deserves more respect. That decision is the birth of the savage mindset. Here is something powerful to understand. Your standards determine your behavior, and your behavior determines your results. If your standard is convenience, you will act casually. If your standard is excellence, you will act intentionally. Raise the standard, and the performance must follow. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines, practiced every day. But discipline only happens when your standards demand it. If you expect little from yourself, you will deliver little. If you demand greatness from yourself, you will begin to rise toward it. Most people live in negotiation. I'll start tomorrow. I'll do it later. One more break won't hurt. That is not power. That is weakness disguised as comfort. An absolute savage does not negotiate with goals. They execute. They don't ask, do I feel like it? They ask, what must be done? And then they do it. No drama. No excuses. No hesitation. Here's the secret most people miss. Savage starts in private. In the early mornings, in the quiet study sessions, in the workouts nobody sees, in the extra effort no one applauds. Public victories are built on private standards. You don't raise your standard for applause. You raise it for alignment. Alignment between who you are and who you are capable of becoming. Your feelings will change daily. Some days you will feel confident. Other days you will feel tired, uncertain, distracted. But standards do not change. When your standards are high, your actions are not controlled by mood. They are controlled by commitment. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. And discipline begins with a decision in the mind. This is who I am now, not who you hope to be. not who you used to be, who you are choosing to become. If you see yourself as average, you will act average. If you see yourself as focused, disciplined, and relentless, you will begin to behave that way. Identity drives action. So ask yourself, who are you becoming? Are you someone who quits when it gets hard? Or someone who adjusts and continues? Are you someone who waits for motivation? Or someone who creates momentum? Raise your standards until your old habits feel uncomfortable. Raise your standards until excuses feel embarrassing. Raise your standards until growth becomes your default setting. There is a moment in every person's life when they get tired of their own limitations, tired of repeating the same mistakes, tired of playing small, tired of watching others move ahead. That moment is powerful because it can either become frustration or transformation. If you channel it correctly, it becomes fuel. Fuel to raise your standards. Fuel to sharpen your focus. Fuel to step into your higher self. Becoming an absolute savage does not start with aggression. It starts with expectation. Expect more from yourself than anyone else ever will. Demand excellence in small things. Demand consistency in daily habits. Demand growth in every season. You cannot change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction overnight. Change your direction today. Raise your standards. Tighten your discipline. Elevate your thinking. Because savage is not born in the body. It is born in the mind. Let me tell you something that may surprise you. Power is not loud. It is controlled. The strongest person in the room is not the most emotional, not the most reactive, not the most dramatic. It is the most disciplined. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. If you want to become an absolute savage, you must first learn to control yourself, your thoughts, your emotions, your impulses, because if you cannot control yourself, you will never control your future. Feelings change. Some days you feel motivated. Some days you feel tired. Some days you feel unstoppable. Other days you feel uncertain. If you act based on emotion, your life will move in circles. Up one day, down the next. But when you act based on discipline, your life moves forward. Steady, focused, intentional. An absolute savage does not wake up and ask, "Do I feel like working today?" They ask, "What must be done?" And then they do it. No debate, no delay, no drama. Here is a truth most people avoid. If you don't control your time, someone else will. Distractions are everywhere. Notifications, entertainment, noise. But discipline means choosing long-term gain over short-term pleasure. It means saying no to comfort so you can say yes to growth. Either you run the day or the day runs you. Savage starts with structure. Wake up with purpose. Work with intention. Rest with control. Every hour has value. Every day is a deposit into your future. Becoming powerful is not about one big act. It's about small decisions made correctly, over and over again. Choosing to work when you could scroll. Choosing to study when you could sleep. Choosing to train when you could relax. Small victories build self-trust, and self-trust builds confidence. When you consistently do what you said you would do, you begin to respect yourself, and that respect changes everything. Weak minds react. Strong minds respond. When something goes wrong, do you panic? When someone criticizes you, do you lose focus? When pressure rises, do you crumble? Or do you stay steady? Control is power. An absolute savage does not allow circumstances to dictate performance. They adjust. They adapt. They continue. No excuses. It's not what happens that determines your future. It's what you do about what happens. That is discipline. Here is something powerful. Confidence does not come from hype. It comes from evidence. Evidence that you show up. Evidence that you follow through. Evidence that you stay consistent. Every disciplined action is proof that you are serious. And seriousness builds belief. You don't need to announce your grind. You don't need to broadcast your effort. Just execute quietly, relentlessly, daily. Anyone can be intense for a moment. Few can be disciplined for a lifetime. Intensity is emotional. Discipline is structural. If you want lasting results, build structure, fixed habits, clear routines, non-negotiable standards. When discipline becomes automatic, success becomes predictable. Success is predictable. It's not luck and it's not magic. It's hard work and discipline. An absolute savage is not someone who intimidates others. It is someone who has mastered themselves. Their emotions don't control them. Their schedule doesn't control them. Their comfort doesn't control them. They are focused. They are steady. They are disciplined. And when you control yourself, you become dangerous to mediocrity. Because now you don't wait to feel ready. You don't wait to feel inspired. You act. And that consistency separates you from the average world. Control yourself first. Everything else will follow. Let me be clear. Every human has weaknesses. Every human faces limitations. Every human experiences pain. But here's the truth most people avoid. Your weaknesses are not your enemies. Your avoidance of them is. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were stronger. If you want to become an absolute savage, you must confront your weaknesses. Not politely, not occasionally, not when it's convenient. Directly, relentlessly, every single day. Weakness is not just physical. It's mental. It's emotional. It's in your habits. Skipping a workout, procrastinating on a goal, indulging in distractions, avoiding difficult conversations. All of these are weaknesses in action. Every day you ignore them, you reinforce them. Every day you attack them, you grow stronger. The savage does not make excuses for weaknesses. The savage attacks them. Here's a principle the world often forgets. Pressure does not break you. It shapes you. Discomfort is the forge of strength. When you push through pain, when you endure resistance, when you continue despite fear, you transform. Discipline weighs ounces. Regret weighs tons. Every challenge you face is an opportunity. Every obstacle is a chance to level up. Every failure is feedback. If you run from pain, you remain small. If you face it, you become unstoppable. Fear is the number one limiter. Fear of failure. Fear of criticism. Fear of effort. Savages don't eliminate fear. They use it. They step into it. They let it sharpen their focus. Every time you act in spite of fear, you add strength to your character. And over time, fear becomes fuel instead of a cage. Most people wait for ideal conditions, but life rarely offers them. The extra effort when tired, the late night study session, the extra set at the gym, the second attempt after failure. These small, deliberate acts create the foundation of a savage. Consistency in confronting weakness is more powerful than occasional bursts of effort. We must all suffer one of two things, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Which pain are you choosing today? Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the path to success. When you fail, ask, what did I learn? Where can I improve? How can I adjust and attack harder next time? Savages treat failure like a mirror, not a judge. They refine. They adapt. They persist. Your weaknesses, once conquered, become your secret weapon. The habits you struggle with become habits that define you. The fears you overcome become confidence that inspires others. The pain you endure becomes resilience that cannot be broken. And suddenly, what once held you back is what propels you forward. To become an absolute savage, face your weaknesses head on. Attack fear with action. Turn discomfort into strength, because the world does not reward comfort. It rewards courage. It rewards discipline. It rewards relentless growth. Your level of success will rarely exceed your level of personal development, because success is something you attract by the person you become. So stop avoiding, start confronting, and transform every weakness into an unstoppable force. You don't just survive pain, you use it. You grow. You dominate. The savage is forged in resistance. And your time to forge yourself is now. Let me tell you something simple, yet most people ignore it. Intensity is easy. Consistency is hard. Most people can push themselves for a day, for a week, even for a month, but few have the courage to show up day after day when no one is watching and results seem invisible. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. This is where the savage is forged. Not in bursts of passion, but in relentless repetition. Every hour matters. Every choice matters. Every habit matters. Writing one page daily. Working out consistently. Making one small sale. Learning one new skill. These tiny actions seem insignificant. Alone, they do little. But repeated day after day, week after week, year after year, they compound. They transform. They create power that is unstoppable. Consistency is invisible to the casual observer, but it is the secret weapon of the savage. Motivation is what gets you started. Habit is what keeps you going. Savages do not leave success to chance. They create it through structure. Early mornings, focused work blocks, intentional study, daily reflection. Every day has a purpose. Every day has a plan. The savage treats time like gold. Every minute is an investment. Every hour builds the empire of their future. If you want to be extraordinary, start thinking in terms of days, not moments. Think in terms of repetition, not inspiration. Here's the truth most people overlook. You won't see results immediately. Growth is often invisible. Roots grow before the tree blooms. Muscles grow before the body changes. Skills grow before the promotion arrives. Consistency requires patience. It requires faith in the process. It requires trust in your standards. Discipline weighs ounces. Regret weighs tons. Keep showing up. Keep doing the work. Keep building quietly. Because one day, the results will speak. And the world will see what you've built in silence. The savage competes with themselves, not the world. Yesterday is your benchmark. Today is your opportunity. Outwork your past. Refine your habits. Sharpen your focus. Every time you do a little more. Every time you refuse to skip a session. Every time you keep grinding when it's easier to quit. You become stronger, more disciplined, more dangerous to mediocrity. The true power of consistency is this. When you make discipline automatic, you no longer rely on motivation. You no longer wait for inspiration. The savage acts, regardless of mood, regardless of circumstances, regardless of how they feel. Discipline becomes the default, and results become inevitable. The major key to your better future is you. Consistency is not glamorous. It is often lonely. It is repetitive. It is slow, but it is reliable. It is predictable. It is powerful. The person who shows up every day will always outperform the person who shows up occasionally. Relentless consistency builds skill. It builds character. It builds unstoppable momentum. Becoming an absolute savage is not about sudden bursts of brilliance. It is about daily commitment, daily actions, daily discipline, daily refinement. You don't get extraordinary results from ordinary habits. You get extraordinary results from extraordinary consistency. Show up every day. Do the work every day. Build yourself quietly, relentlessly, and consistently. Because the savage is not born in one moment. The savage is built day by day, habit by habit, action by action. Consistency is the heartbeat of greatness. And if you honor it, you will become unstoppable. All the standards you raise, all the discipline you build, all the weaknesses you've faced, all the consistent effort you've made, it means nothing. if you don't act. Knowledge without action is useless. Action without direction is dangerous. Becoming an absolute savage is not a theory. It is not just a mindset. It is relentless execution. Savages do not hesitate. They do not wait for permission. They do not seek comfort. They move. They act. They dominate. Fear will show up. Doubt will knock. Pressure will rise. Good, because the savage thrives under resistance. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is taking action in spite of fear. Every time you step into discomfort, every time you take the action no one else will, you grow stronger. You grow faster. You separate yourself from the ordinary. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were stronger. Execution turns fear into momentum, doubt into clarity, pressure into opportunity. Most people are stuck waiting for motivation, waiting for opportunity, waiting for the right moment. Savages don't wait. They create their own timing. They turn every moment into a battlefield and every day into progress. The savage sees the path. They know the obstacles and they still take the step. Action is their signature. Execution is their habit. Results are their reward. Savages pursue their goals relentlessly. They do not look sideways. They do not compare themselves to others. They do not get distracted by excuses or drama. Every day is another chance to move closer. Every challenge is another test of resolve. Every setback is an opportunity to strike harder. Consistency, discipline, and execution. These are the weapons of the savage. Success is the natural consequence of consistently applying the basics. An absolute savage is dangerous, not because they are reckless, not because they are loud, not because they boast. They are dangerous to mediocrity. They are dangerous to excuses. They are dangerous to average outcomes because they act when others hesitate, because they persevere when others quit, because they execute when others delay. They don't apologize for their work ethic. They don't negotiate with their growth. They don't compromise with their standards. They are unstoppable. Now it's your turn. Raise your standards. Control yourself. Face your weaknesses. Show up consistently and execute relentlessly. This is how ordinary people become extraordinary. This is how potential becomes power. This is how discipline becomes dominance. Either you run the day or the day runs you. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for luck. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Take control. Attack with discipline. Show up with consistency. Execute without apology. And when you do, you will no longer be average. You will no longer be limited. You will no longer be overlooked. You will become an absolute savage. Because the savage is not defined by opportunity. The savage is defined by action. And your time to act is now. You've heard the message. You've seen the path. Now it's up to you. The savage is not born. It is built day by day, habit by habit, action by action. Raise your standards. Master your discipline. Face your fears. Show up consistently. Execute without apology. Success is predictable. It's not luck. And it's not magic. It's hard work and discipline. This is your moment. Your grind. Your future. Stop waiting. Stop hesitating. Step into your power. Become relentless. Become unstoppable. Become an absolute savage. Your time starts now.